Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. They do pre-construction treatments for termites. That means that builders out there looking to get a pre-treat, as they call it, they can call them and get a quick response, proven results without a lot of headaches. And if you're building your own home, let Southeast Termite and Pest Control do your pre-construction treatments for termites. SoutheastTermite.com to learn more. All right. Back with Mark Pankratz. Hopefully you'll help us learn more about this Tennessee basketball team. I gave you a quick assignment. It's going to have to be quick answers. Give me a scouting report on the Volunteers as if you are an opposing coach. And let's start with the strengths. I think we can go to those.
Yeah, the strength really we talked on earlier is just this team's effort and energy. You got to get a team ready to play with the tempo that Tennessee brings, the scrappiness. We're doing a great job. Although we need improvements defensively, we're doing a great job of rallying to the basketball. And we push that tempo that if you're not prepared for it, you'll see what happened like Mississippi State. We come out, knock down a bunch of threes early, and get off to a good start.
All right, number 2 on your list is Kevin Punter.
It really could be number 1. It could be all 3 of them because without him, this team is nowhere. Kevin Punter plays 40 minutes last night. Obviously, we've talked about his production. If I'm getting a guy ready to defend him, he wants to drive it all the way to the rim, going right, pull up, going left. Obviously, can do both. But Kevin Punter is the guy that to defend him, you got to put different defensive guys, whether it's length or quickness, wear him out, make him cover. Get him in ball screens, and hope that he gets in foul trouble and wears down late.
All right, one last strength that you had up there, motion offense / 5-guard lineup.
I think it's been a huge adjustment these coaches have made, and some of it's because they've had to. Playing 5 guards, our motion offense, if they're going to try to go big against us to beat us, they're not able to guard our cuts, our flares, our curls, and so it's been a huge advantage to us on the offensive end.
All right, now, if you're the opposing coach and you're looking to attack Tennessee, the weaknesses. Here's what you gave us. You had 3 of them listed. First one, defense, guarding the ball and rim protector.
Yeah, I don't think they're a very good defensive team. I think if a team works their offense, gets the extra pass, and drives it, you're going to get a lot of good opportunities. We have just slow of foot wings. Mostella, Armani, Hubbs, Balkman, Punter, doesn't want to get in foul trouble. And then we don't have a rim protector. So defensively, if I'm on offense, I make that extra pass, that hockey assist, that and one, and you'll get open shots.
Which is, that not being good on defense is something that Rick Barnes talked about before the season. He knew this team was going to have to go up and down the court because they didn't have the personnel to play the kind of defense he eventually wants to have at Tennessee.
And it kills him because he's a defensive-minded coach, and that's the greatness of Barnes because he's doing what he has to do to win basketball games with the roster that he has.
All right, number 2, obviously depth is an issue.
Depth. You do the numbers. 25% of their minutes are by guys that are actually recruited as a poster or a forward. Armani Moore was recruited as a point guard. So 25% of their minutes are by actual bigs. Yeah. And so they don't have that interior depth. They have no interior or no depth at the point guard position. Punter plays 40 minutes last night. Tough to win a lot of basketball games in the SEC doing that.
All right, and one last weakness to go at if you're an opposing coach. You always talk about zone defense. Tennessee's zone offense.
Yeah, right now I would play us zone a bunch, and I think Mississippi State, Tennessee, because we still have guys that aren't sure of what a good shot is at times, and so sometimes when guys are open, there's a reason for that. Yeah. It gets us standing around with a 5-guard lineup. I wouldn't want to have to cover Tennessee's motion offense, and so I would play them as a lot of zone because it gets us standing around.
Very good. Mark Pankratz, always fantastic. I wanted to do that all year. We finally had a chance to do it. I think that's interesting stuff. Next week or the week after, I want to get into it and do kind of a scouting report on 2 or 3 of the Vol players, if you could do that for us. But very good. And
I'm getting homework on the weekends like my wife gives me.
Exactly. That's the whole point of this show. That's the point of this show. Homework for you guys. All right. When we will see you a little later in this show. We got one more question for you. When we come back, Dave Hart. Football is going in the right direction. What about the rest of the athletic department? We'll discuss coming back on the Sports Source.
From East Tennessee to Kentucky, no job is too small for Benedict Construction. Electrical work, heating and air installation, even carports and garages. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.